The international community is grappling with deeply unsettling news. The International Atomic Energy Agency, or IAEA, released its latest report. The findings, current as of the 17th of May 2025, paint a stark picture. Iran has significantly increased its stockpile of highly enriched uranium. The agency confirms Iran possesses 408.6 kilograms of uranium enriched up to 60% purity. This figure represents a dramatic surge from the 133.8 kilograms reported just back in February 2025. Such a rapid accumulation is a matter of grave concern for global security and non-proliferation efforts worldwide. The implications are being carefully assessed in capitals across the globe. This substantial quantity of 60% enriched uranium has direct and alarming implications. Experts indicate that this amount, if enriched further to weapons-grade levels around 90%, is sufficient for approximately 9 nuclear weapons. The IAEA itself has reported that Iran now possesses the technical capability to produce the bomb-grade fuel for roughly 10 such devices. This is not a distant threat, it is a present capability. This threshold fundamentally alters the strategic landscape in the Middle East and beyond. It drastically shortens the potential breakout time, the period Iran would need to produce a nuclear weapon. Predictably, Iran has forcefully rejected the IAEA's findings. Tehran has labeled the report as politically motivated. Iranian officials claim it is based upon baseless accusations. The Iranian Foreign Ministry went further. It accused the United Nations nuclear watchdog of relying on forged documents. They allege these documents were supplied by Israel, a nation Iran refers to as the Zionist regime. This is a consistent line of argument from Tehran. It aims to deflect scrutiny from its advancing nuclear program. Such strong denials complicate any pathway towards de-escalation and transparency. In the face of these serious allegations, Iran maintains its long-standing official position. It insists that its nuclear program is exclusively for peaceful purposes. This includes energy production and medical isotopes. However, the scale and level of uranium enrichment far exceed credible civilian needs. Alongside its denials, Tehran has also issued a warning. It has threatened appropriate measures should any punitive action be taken against it by international bodies. This defiant stance further escalates tensions. It creates a difficult environment for diplomacy as the international community seeks verifiable assurances about the peaceful nature of Iran's nuclear ambitions. The recent IAEA report does not only focus on current stockpiles, it also delves into Iran's past nuclear activities. The agency has detailed evidence of previously undeclared nuclear material and activities. These occurred at 3 specific locations: Lavisan Shian, Varamin, and Turkuzabad. These sites were reportedly part of a structured, undeclared nuclear program. This program was active until the early 2000s. The revelations about these historical activities cast a long shadow. They raise serious questions about the completeness and accuracy of Iran's declarations to the IAEA over many years. One particularly concerning finding relates to the Lavisan Shian site. According to the IAEA, a uranium metal disk was present and used at this location in 2003. This disk was reportedly utilized in activities related to the production of explosively driven neutron sources. Such components are directly relevant to the development of nuclear weapons. They are critical for initiating a nuclear chain reaction in a warhead. This specific detail points towards research and experimentation that go far beyond a peaceful nuclear program. Iran has yet to provide satisfactory explanations for these past activities, despite repeated IAEA inquiries. The site known as Turkuzabad has also been a focus of IAEA investigation. The report indicates that nuclear material and/or equipment contaminated with nuclear material was stored at this location. This storage reportedly occurred between 2009 and 2018. Turkuzabad appears to have been used to house items from Iran's earlier clandestine nuclear efforts. The discovery of undeclared material at this site further underscores the challenges the IAEA faces. It highlights a pattern of concealment that erodes trust. Ensuring all nuclear material in Iran is accounted for remains a paramount objective for the agency. These historical issues contribute significantly to the IAEA's current unease. The agency has stated that Iran's cooperation remains less than satisfactory in several crucial respects. Director General Rafael Grossi has repeatedly called for full transparency. Specifically, the IAEA is still seeking credible explanations for uranium traces found at 2 of the 4 sites it has investigated in relation to past activities. These particles were detected at undeclared locations. Iran's failure to provide comprehensive answers to these outstanding questions continues to fuel international suspicion about the ultimate aims of its nuclear endeavors. The international response to Iran's uranium surge is now taking shape. The United States, Britain, France, and Germany are reportedly planning to submit a draft resolution. This resolution is intended for the upcoming IAEA Board of Governors meeting. The meeting is scheduled for the week of the 9th of June, 2025. The draft text is expected to declare Iran in formal violation of its non-proliferation obligations under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT. This represents a coordinated effort by key Western powers. They aim to increase diplomatic pressure on Tehran to alter its current nuclear trajectory. Such a resolution, if passed by the IAEA board, could have significant consequences. It might pave the way for Iran's nuclear file to be referred back to the United Nations Security Council. This body has the authority to impose binding international sanctions. However, some analysts fear that increased pressure could backfire. It might prompt Iran to further accelerate its nuclear program and reduce cooperation with the IAEA. Meanwhile, Israel has been vocal. It calls for robust international action against Tehran. Israeli officials assert that the IAEA report unequivocally shows Iran's fixed determination to complete its nuclear weapons program. US President Donald Trump has also reiterated that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Amidst this rising tension, a new diplomatic channel has opened. On this very day, the 31st of May 2025, the United States has presented its first formal proposal to Iran. This proposal outlines potential elements for a renewed nuclear agreement. The offer was conveyed to Tehran by Oman's Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi during his visit to the Iranian capital. Oman has historically played a crucial role as an intermediary between Iran and the West. This development suggests a willingness from Washington to explore diplomatic solutions, even as it prepares for stronger measures through the IAEA. The US proposal, described as a series of bullet points, reportedly includes significant demands. It calls for Iran to cease all uranium enrichment activities. Furthermore, it suggests the creation of a regional consortium for nuclear power. This ambitious plan would involve Iran, Saudi Arabia, other Arab states, and the United States. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has acknowledged receipt of the proposal. He stated that Iran would carefully study the elements and respond in line with its national interests and principles. Crucially, Araghchi also reaffirmed Iran's official position that nuclear weapons are unacceptable and have no place in its defense doctrine. The White House confirmed the proposal, noting it was detailed and acceptable. To understand the current crisis, we must look at recent history. In 2015, Iran reached a landmark agreement with world powers. This was the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA. The P5+1 group, the US, UK, France, China, Russia, and Germany, were signatories. Under the JCPOA, Iran agreed to strict limitations on its nuclear program. This included caps on uranium enrichment levels and stockpiles. In exchange, international economic sanctions against Iran were lifted. The deal was hailed as a victory for diplomacy. It aimed to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. However, the JCPOA's foundation proved fragile. In 2018, then US President Donald Trump unilaterally withdrew the United States from the agreement. He argued the deal was flawed and did not adequately address Iran's ballistic missile program or regional activities. Following the US withdrawal, crippling economic sanctions were reimposed on Iran. This maximum pressure campaign had a severe impact on the Iranian economy. In response, Iran began to incrementally breach its commitments under the JCPOA. It started to rebuild its stockpiles of enriched uranium and install more advanced centrifuges, leading directly to the current alarming situation. Expert analysis suggests a complex interplay of motives. Ahmed Mousavi, a political science professor at Tehran University, has suggested that both Iran and the United States are currently engaged in building leverage. Iran's nuclear advancements could be seen as a bargaining chip. Tehran may hope to use it to secure the lifting of sanctions. Conversely, the United States might be using the threat of further sanctions or a UN Security Council referral to press Iran for concessions. However, many experts express skepticism. They doubt that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, will agree to dismantle the country's advanced nuclear facilities, making any new deal profoundly challenging to negotiate. The global implications of Iran's current trajectory are immense. Iran is now the only country in the world that is enriching uranium to such a high level, 60% purity, without possessing declared nuclear weapons. This unique and troubling status is a source of serious international concern. The IAEA's report of May 2025 has only amplified these fears. The coming weeks will be critical. The IAEA Board of Governors meeting and Iran's response to the new US proposal will shape the path forward. The international community watches with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful diplomatic resolution, but acutely aware of the escalating risks of proliferation in a volatile region.